Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, really important. I think they're huge in creating an atmosphere and an energy inside the stadium that's infectious, and the players really thrive off that. They can almost sense that when the crowd are up for it, it's an even bigger game and it means more to them. So it brings a better level from us. I don't have to ask the Madridistas to do anything that they haven't done for us already. They perform and they deliver on these nights every single time, and now it's about us matching their desire to win, their energy, and producing a performance that they can be proud of.
Hola Jude, aquí Abraham Romero del Mundo. Quería saber cuál es la palabra más repetida en el vestuario estos días.
Remontada. Honestly, I've heard it about a million times since last week. I've seen a million videos online and made by fans, made by kind of you guys, I suppose, and yeah, really motivating stuff. It's a night that's made for Real Madrid, a night that would go down in history, but also be something that people are familiar with around this part of the world. So yeah, hopefully we can add another special night.
Yeah, good to be on the show. This is the Footsie Week podcast. Match reaction: Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Second leg, Arsenal winning 2-1 and winning 5-1 on aggregates. So here's my intro. You all know I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm happy at this point. I got Daniel on the show, I got Okwe on the show, and I got Mustafa on the show also. We'll be just reacting to what we just watched. 90 minutes. First off, the first 15 minutes, first 30 minutes, my heart was pounding because the pressure was much. But first, Remontada, what? Remontada, who? Jude Bellingham, take the L. To all the Madrid stars, the ultras, take the L. To all the legends turning into, motivational speakers, saying all that, take the L. And also covering the roof of the bernabeu, take that L. That's just my intro. I'm just gonna let you guys take it from here, man. Okay, starting from you. What's up? How did you see that game?
Come on, man. Come on. The Arsenal. I mean, what else can I say? What else do you want me to say? I think this team has grown in leaps and bounds. I think we've seen a steady trajectory under Mikel Arteta, and I think I need to public apology to Mikel Arteta. He deserves my apology. I'm sorry, because I didn't believe from the early days, but my oh my, just look at the trajectory of the team. Look at how long he took the team to qualify for Champions League. First season in Champions League, getting all the way to the quarterfinals. Next season, now in the semi-finals. But not just getting to the semi-finals, look at the teams that Arsenal have been facing. 15-time champions, record-holding champions, defending reigning champions, Real Madrid. Come on. Well, everybody knows about how crazy UCL nights could be. That's why most Arsenal fans were afraid going into the second leg, because we know magic happens at the Bernabeu. But you know what? The boys from the N5 took the magic from the N5 to the Bernabeu and said, look, there's nothing happening here today. Remon, what? No. Congratulations to the boys. Miles Lewis Skelly, what a player, generational talent. Declan Rice, what every penny. Mikel Merino, big ups to him, man. Filling into boots that he honestly wasn't prepared to play this season. But with the short amount of time playing as a forward, big ups to him, man. Bukayo Saka, a world-class player. He delivered on the biggest stage of them all. It doesn't get any better than that. David Raya was fantastic. Jakub Kiwior, wow. Over 2 legs, I promise you that Kiwior was the one person I was scared of. And in this second leg, Saliba even made more mistakes than Kiwior. Imagine against Real Madrid, I'm happy with Jakub Kiwior. No, I must be in heaven or something, man. This feels so real. So big ups to Miles Lewis Kelly, big ups to Kiwior. These players were the major difference makers for us. Thomas Partey as well, solid as a rock, as always. I just hope that these players can stay fit. I hope more players come back from injury and we can keep this tight-knit squad together and just try our best to win the Champions League. Congratulations to the Arsenal once again.
Daniel, you said our defense was going to take us through this. In your preview, the video that you did, I think people need to go watch that video. And you said it, that defense is going to be what will take us through this tie at the Bernabeu. And truly, yes, our defense stood tall. And if not for that mistake, schoolboy error from Saliba, possibly Real Madrid wouldn't have scored any goal in this tie. But what will you make of the performance generally of the team tonight?
Yeah. First off, the defense, how they composed, together, Saliba and Kivio. Stand out for me was Kivio today. There were instances where he was isolated and I felt like he was going to make a mistake, he was going to do something wrong, and he didn't put the foot wrong. It was There was a particular ball that came, he used his head to pass it to Raya. I was like, wow, this guy is confident. That is one of the best performances I've ever seen from Kivio, how he moved the ball. Saliba as well. Saliba has actually been playing so well for us since Gabriel went down injured. Just that moment today that was quite unfortunate for him. And it's normal to make mistakes in life, and it's just how you pick yourself up. After that, he made a lot of defensive clearances for us. The headers, the area duels, he won. Now going to Declan Rice and Partey. I won't go to our fullbacks yet. Rice and Partey today were outstanding. The way they moved, the way they passed, the way they created options for themselves. And the defensive work that Rice had to do today, as well as driving forward, that guy is truly an engine. Super engine, V8. The way he moves on the pitch. The way, in fact, I'm so proud to say he's an Arsenal player, to be honest. In fact, we have to pay extra for the guy going to Partey. The level of experience he has is showing it right now. There were some times where I was like, nah, this guy's experiencing. The way he was passing, his passing choices, the communication with other midfielders, superb. Lewis Kelly, Ballon d'Or shouts, to be honest, in a few years. The way he moves, oh my God. The confidence, the aura he has on the pitch, when he gets the ball, I mean, it's like he's not going to pass, he's going to turn, and he turns every single time. That was so nice to see today. And Timber, our pastor, every Bible verse he drops, he backs it up on the pitch. That is wonderful. I was just so excited. And our attackers, Moreno, to be honest, wonderful signing. 8/10 in my books right now, because he stood in as a striker, playing, assisting the way he's assisting. The Saka's goal might look so easy, but the way the choice, where he passed the ball to, and I mean, his defensive work as well. He's playing like canvas right now. He runs back, he duels, he wins, he runs back forward. That is so good. And Martinelli and Saka today, hands up to them, because I was actually watching the CBS show before this, and there was an analysis about how our wingers work defensively, how they run back, tracking back. I mean, that is super commendable. Take away the goals from them, they had a wonderful game. Bear in mind, this is a 50% fit Saka, and we saw what we saw today. Honestly, the only negative I have from today's party, to be honest, the fact that he won't be available against PSG. Because I know PSG are a strong side, and they have some tricky guys in that midfield that can move the ball around, but aside from that, 10/10 from Arsenal today.
Well, for me, Partey getting that second yellow card was unnecessary. You stayed all through to that time of the game, and I don't know why you needed to do that. But to Mustafa, how did you feel when Saka lost that penalty?
To be honest, it was heart-wrenching for me because, first half goal now, 4 goals up, I know they can't come back. I predicted a draw. Do you understand? Scoring in the first half, I know they can't break that defense line. It's not possible. If you notice throughout, they had to always cross. They couldn't do anything through the middle. They brought in Ceballos thinking he would be able to, but he couldn't handle that presence of Partey and Rice. So the PK miss was really tough on us, but I'm happy about the way the guys stepped up. Immediately they had another corner, and they even tried to score from it. So I like the fact that we stepped up, and the fact that Saka was able to also get that goal at that moment and in that stadium. Comparing him to Rodrigo and Vinicius, to be honest, they've been what's the word I'll use? They've been at advantage to be in those positions they have been with Real Madrid. I told someone today, I said, if Saka was a Madrid player from like 17, 18, you guys will not disrespect him. Let's be honest. What he brings into the squad is different. He won 2 free kicks for us in the first leg. This same leg, he was playing as a wing back in the second half. He was defensive, and he was also bringing the ball out. So it was just a super performance from like the old squad. Like, I like the fact that we went there with the confidence of we can get a win. If not, we wouldn't have gotten those 2 goals, especially after losing the PK. Most people felt now it's time for Madrid to score 4 goals. Do you understand? We have lost our chance to score. But at the end of the day, it's a very good night for us, and I'm happy about that, to be honest.
Well, as for me, when he lost, I don't know what he was trying to do. He was trying to do the Panenka style.
The Panenka, yeah. And if he was at the middle, I feel, or maybe, obviously not to any of the sides for a Panenka, but at the middle, Courtois wouldn't, he would stretch his leg, but he won't get it. But I was expecting a shot, like, you understand, pick one angle, just
Exactly. Exactly, kill the game.
You
Because
know,
at
you don't
that
need all
time,
that, man. I beg. I don't even see Saka as that
at
kind of
that
player that has time for all those Panenka issues.
Yeah.
He's a direct guy. So I wasn't thinking of that. I think he just wanted to shut them up, maybe.
Yeah.
You understand? But he still did the Panenka when he scored, though. So,
well,
you know.
I don't want to sound I don't want to sound like the party people here, but because in looking at the game, I was taking my notes and I'm jotting some things down. I know this is a
Yeah.
very young squad, very very young squad, and looking at the average age of the team is like 23 or 24, if I'm not mistaken. But there were
Yeah.
some schoolboy errors made. Schoolboy errors made. Even in the first leg, we could have gifted them a goal at the Emirates. And today, we gifted them that goal. Going into the semi-final stage of the Champions League, obviously we know who we're meeting, which is PSG. I don't know, how is the format? Are we playing away first or we're playing at the Emirates? I've not really checked that. I know we've played PSG before, so we felt their power. We know who they are. We felt them before, but at that time they were not at their highest powers as compared to where they are now. But it's a different PSG team, and I would like to ask you guys, starting from Okwe, do you think Arteta should work more in terms of cutting out all the schoolboy errors? Because when you're getting to the penultimate stage of the competition of the Champions League, errors like that, once you make such errors too often, you get punished and there's no way back. Do you think Arteta should work more in that regard?
For me, I think it is quite difficult to work on curbing individual errors. I do think that it's quite difficult, especially at this stage of the season and at this stage of the competition. When it comes to curbing out individual errors, I think Arteta already addressed that in his first season at the club, when he had to play with a back five, make mistakes. And what did he do? He used a system that will curb individual errors and then bring a balance between defense and attack. Look at this Arsenal team today, right now. The truth is that it is a high quality team, and you don't expect players to make these silly mistakes. Not a William Saliba, who has been Arsenal's best defender for 2 years, arguably. Some people say it's been Gabriel, but there's a reason why he's called the Rolls Royce defender, for crying out loud. He really puts a foot wrong. And today, for me, it was surprising. He made 3 glaring mistakes. I've never seen Saliba make 3 mistakes in one game, but look, that just goes to show that he's human, and it happens to the best of us. I think Arteta should keep on doing whatever he's doing in terms of working on their psyche and their mentality. Look, even before Wenger left, we had lost it here. That winning mentality was not there anymore.
Yeah.
Arteta has found a way to bring that back. He keeps finding ways to keep these players in check. Obviously we don't know all of the tactics that he uses. Obviously, with the all or nothing that that got publicized, we saw him with the ball. We've heard stories about how he got someone to pickpockets during a meeting before Manchester City. We know he has used loudspeakers to give the Anfield noise to the players.
Yeah.
He's an intelligent person, and he's someone to me that understands emotions and psychology. That's what he has shown, as far as I'm concerned. So look, keep doing whatever you are doing. Keep doing whatever that helps these players to remain focused for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
David Raya today, I honestly speaking, today I 100% understood why Ramsdale could not work under Arteta.
Yeah.
Look at that attempt from, I think it was Vinicius, to score from a corner. Not to slide
Rodrigo.
around.
I think it was
That
Rodrigo.
ball is going in 10 times
Yeah.
every time when
Yeah.
Aaron is in goal.
That was
David Raya
Rodrigo.
100% focused for 90 minutes.
Very
The
sharp.
truth is that quality is rare in goalkeepers. It is very rare. Goalkeepers get better as they age. This guy is not 30 yet, and look at how amazing he is. Look, hands up. Arteta is a world-class coach as far as me I'm concerned. Keep doing whatever you are doing. Don't let the secret out of the bag. Just keep it together. And I think the players will learn. Saliba obviously is not someone that is accustomed to making mistakes. He will learn from what he did. Also, let me say this. I think Raya has a 50% blame in what happened to Saliba. Before Raya released the ball to Saliba, he has an aerial view. He's behind Saliba. So he can see the players behind him. Immediately, 2 players press Saliba. Yes, you can say that maybe Saliba was looking complacent on the ball and he was not as fast. But we all know that he's someone who is always calm under pressure. So he's not going to fret. And even if somebody is pressing him, he knows how to beat the press. But in this situation, it was 2 against 1. And what happened. It's just an unfortunate thing. And that is the only way Madrid can say they scored a goal. They did not create any chance from open play. They were not a threat during set pieces. So, Mikel Arteta, if you are watching this, keep doing what you are doing. And we expect nothing but the best going forward.
We're talking about tactics, not to let the tactics out of the bag. Ceballos said before the second leg that it was an Arsenal. So he has all the tactics and he has it with him. He's taking it to show Ancelotti. Well, sorry, Ceballos, the tactics don't work. Daniel, as an Arsenal fan, are you pumped? Do you see us going to win this competition? Inter Milan, Barcelona is the second semi-final tie, and us against PSG. Hopefully, I'm confident. Over seeing PSG yesterday against Aston Villa, I was telling myself that any of this team, bring them on. We're going to wipe them. Despite that, we are not at our 100% as we speak. Hopefully, Havertz joins before the second leg of the semi-final, because we heard or we saw news that he's coming back, he's recuperating fast, and who knows, he could join the team before the season comes to an end. And I'm confident against PSG because I know we've played them in the group stage and we won them convincingly. Are you pumped as an Arsenal fan? Do you see us? 16 years ago, we're in the semi-final. 16 years after, we're in the semi-final. Positioned, if we do the job, we can win this Champions League. Do you believe, as an Arsenal fan, that we can win this Champions League?
Yes, absolutely. I believe. Why am I fan if I can't believe? To be honest, I believe we can go all the way. I believe we have the talent to go all the way. We have manager to take us all the way. All we need to do is stick to our guns, trust ourselves, keep our head down, get the work going, and push to win it. Because PSG are a good side. And I just learned now that we are playing the first game April 29th at the Emirates. So we have the home advantage to score goals before Parc de France, score goals at home. Without party, maybe play Rice at 6, at 8, and maybe trust her to strike or something. Maybe start one area or something, maybe one way or the other to mix it together. But I know we have what it takes to beat PSG. Because the way we play, honestly, will nullify how they play, because we don't play the kind of get press that Liverpool plays, that front foot football, play the camp football, move the ball around. So we are going to kind of nullify their play, because that's what happened in the first match with them this season. Although they were not at their best, but if you remember clearly, we struggled towards the end of that PSG game where we scored the Trossard cross where Havertz used his header. The second one was Saka crossing to the post.
Yeah.
We never really had clear cut chances. So we need to be aware that because it's so easy game, we won, but we had some shortcomings as well. Take our chances, pass the ball well, and I mean we have the firepower to go and do well and beat anybody. My fear is if we get Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan will beat Barcelona. If you get Inter Milan, if you remember what happened at San Siro when we went there and we played well, we were not able to score and they got a penalty, and Shabanolu scored it. So we need to be able to break teams down. I think not having a 9 might start to show, but I hope it doesn't show. We need to be able to do our job in front of goal. Martinelli, Saka, Trossard, Merino are going to score. And Rice for free kicks. I mean, we can get some again. So that's the amazing thing for us right now.
That's a good one, yeah.
Mustafa, are you pumped? Are you pumped? Can you hit your chest and tell the rivals? For me, the Manchester United fans, the Chelsea fans, slagging Arsenal, you don't have any European heritage. We've won the Champions League, saying all that stuff. For me, I hope this is not looking like we're gathering momentum and semi-final, or we get into the final, you get fizzled out again, like 2006, where we got to the final, just few minutes to win in the Champions League despite playing one man down, and we lost it. Are you pumped as an Arsenal fan? Do you think we can go all the way to win this Champions League?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm quite confident in the squad because, like Okpe said, psychologically, there's a different mentality in the players. Raya said something before the game. He said, we're here to win. And to be honest, I laughed because I was expecting a draw. That was my own thing. I'm not going to be too choosy, you understand? It's Madrid, it's Bernabeu. They've done it against a lot of teams. So I was just thinking, man, I know my defense solidly, no issues. And we proved ourselves. So for PSG, we should be very careful because they also retain the ball in the midfield. Tina, João Neves, those are their pivots. So once, it's very painful that Partey will not be, available for the game. But I feel that we're on home soil. That's the good one. So he would obviously be rested for the next one. We can just grind out a 2-0 win or something. Because they are also very quick with the passes. Rashelia, the Siri Due, like they have ballers, guys that can also spring up surprises. You understand? To be honest, the game with Aston Villa, second leg, even when Aston Villa was leading, when they had to kill the game, you could see that lack in quality. They have numbers, Asensio from the bench, blah blah blah, but that quality mentality was different from from a normal Champions League team. You understand? And that's what Arsenal has shown. Nobody would have ever predicted I would have beaten Madrid 5-1. Come on, never. You understand? Beating them at the Bernabeu even was out of it. So I feel that even as a footballer, these moments would give them that momentum. You probably would see some guys, pick up in their game from now till the end of the season, and you'd be like, what's going on? Sikiwa, for example, like we said earlier, he's been 100%, to be honest. See that one, see the time he had the chance to knock the ball out, he nodded it back to Raya. That is confidence. You understand? Even Gabi will be like, okay, yes, this guy is, he needs to step up.
My heart was in my mouth at that time. I'm not going to lie to you.
Bro, right? When I saw that, I was like, Kiwo has stepped up, and I wouldn't mind leaving Kiwo for next season. Let him just, keep coming into the squad small like that. I don't mind. Do you understand? PSG, we should be able to see PSG off. We just need to keep our head in the game. Don't get cocky about it. It's a new team. It's a new approach. Finish them off. Inter Milan, like you said, I already tipped them to get to the finals because I know that defensively they are crazy. Barca can spring up a surprise. Those ones, they attack fire. This thing is crazy. Like, they can score you from any, you understand. But it's going to be a very tricky one. Hopefully we get to the finals, and hopefully if we meet Inter Milan in the finals, I hope that we will be able to open, because I know they can open them up. I watch their games. I see how the other Serie A teams, they open them up in some instances. They are very, very good. Inter Milan are compact, from defense to midfield, compact. But we have the players that can do these little things. Merino, for example, picks the smallest pockets to assist today. See where those passes came from. So we have the squad to do it. If Havertz comes back, perfect. Extra boost. Yes, we don't have a striker. I hope we get Gokiris. Fine. But with Havertz coming back before the end of the season now, come on, it's an extra boost in the Champions. Just play Champions League alone. Leave Liverpool, let them enjoy their Premier League. You understand? Face the Champions League and grind out something. We need to start shutting these guys up. We can't be listening to all this, you don't have this, you don't know. We need to start winning those big trophies. Let them know that now you are here to compete. So that's it, and hopefully we would smile at the end of the season.
Just for the road, studying that PSG, because yesterday I was so keen on the PSG, Aston Villa PSG game. So I was looking at the way their coach his name has failed me now, the way he's set up.
Enrique. Yeah,
Luis Enrique, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And all I could see is the Portuguese left fullback bombing forward, and also Hakimi bombing forward, trying to join the attack to create more men in creating havoc in that defensive lineup. Going attacking wise against Aston Villa. And I was licking my lips, and I'm like, this is an opportunity if they face Arsenal. Okay, do you think Luis Enrique would want to go gung-ho like he did against Aston Villa when he's playing Arsenal?
He wouldn't. He'll be...
What I know of Luis Enrique, he's the type of coach who honestly doesn't necessarily bend. He doesn't necessarily change his philosophy to adapt. He's a coach that's very confident in himself and his philosophy. And he feels that his philosophy is the best and it's win him games. I watched Luis Enrique with Barca. I've seen him with Spain as well. It's the same thing. He's not a coach that bends to adapt to a game because he has confidence in his players. And honestly, I don't blame him. This PSG squad for me is maturing. I think for me, they're probably in the second gear of what Arsenal was under Arteta. I don't think this PSG squad is the final product yet. Because you take a look at the core of the team right now, you've got a lot of young players in that team. There's Due, Bradley Barcola, João Neves, Vitinha. They are very, very young, but they've got a good blend of experience and youth. Hakimi is well experienced, despite his age. Someone who has played for Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Dortmund. You've got Marquinhos. Marquinhos has been there for X amount of years. He has the most appearances for them. But you see, they are weak as well. They have weak points. Marquinhos is not good 1v1. He's not your best defender 1v1. You take a look at the middle of the park. First of all, the truth is that Vitinha and João Neves will be bullied. They will be bullied. And Fabian Ruiz is slow. Fabian Ruiz is not a ball progressor. Compared to Rice, he's not as strong, in my own opinion. And Fabian Ruiz needs space to operate. If we choke them in the midfield, there's not going to be space to operate.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, we are more defensively sound. That I think that is quite obvious. So it's going to be difficult for the likes of Bradley, Dembele, Bakula to make something happen. The biggest threat, obviously, in the attack is what's the pronunciation of his name? Kuicha.
Quara.
Yeah. So, but what I've seen from Scalia now is that he has bad
Scalia.
Yeah, he's not consistent. In fact, I was starting to wonder. I'm not even feeling that, you know what? There was even clear racism in Italy with them not even giving Victor Osimhen the MVP award.
Yes,
Yeah,
clear.
because Scalia is good. Yes,
Yeah.
he's good, but he's not consistent.
He's not.
Look
Yes.
at look at the way Vinicius has been exposed now. It's the truth. And some of us, are we even like, I was giving Ballon d'Or shouts to Vinicius. At this point in time, I don't think he deserves it because he has been average this season. Very, very average this season. To the extent that it got to a point where Ancelotti said he's not even taking penalties anymore because he has lost 2 penalties this season. So we get to find out that at the biggest stage of them all, that's when you now see how good some players really are. At the end of the day, the PSG team is good. They've got players who can hurt us, nevertheless. But I think because of their philosophy, I think they will be let down against us, and I think they will lose. It's going to be difficult for them to advance past us now. That's just the truth.
Daniel, your take. Then after Mustafa, we round up.
Really, I think we can break them down. We have what it takes. We just need to do our job. Like Ope said, Luis Enrique sticks to his guns, does the same thing. He doesn't change his tactic. He believes in his team. And the funny thing about that is when you try to press us now that way, we have quick wingers, Saka Martinelli, who just go. We have players who pick out the pass. We have Declan Rice that can drive quick. If you watch the game against Brentford, where Rice took the ball, pass straight up. The only issue we can have is Party not being in that match, because the question said something about we outrunning or bullying the guys that are Neves, Vitinha, and Ruiz in midfield. We don't have Party. Rice can't bully 3 of them. So who will do the job? So will Mourinho do the job? He has some physicality, but is he good enough to stop those guys? That midfield battle, I'm really interested. I would have been sure we would beat them in midfield if we had Party, but we don't have Party. Some of the passes Party picks, Rice would not do that. If you want the game. So Party is a big issue for us not being available. So we need to find a new, maybe a gameplay, or maybe stick to our guns and play the way we play ball. I am sure of one thing: it will be obvious, to be evident that Party is not on the pitch. So yeah, that's
Mustafa, PSG getting into the semi-finals. Three times in how many years? I'm sure they will want to get this. Day 2, Champions League is the holy grail for them. The history of the French football. Olympique Marseille has a Champions League. They don't have it, so Olympique Marseille has the bragging right. Arsenal too don't have a Champions League, so fingers crossed. How do you see that game, tactics-wise?
Tactics-wise, to be honest, if we stick to how we played Madrid, let me put it that way, because we need to use that same level to play anybody right now. We would take them on. Against Aston Villa last night, I saw some lapses with Pacho and the Vitina. There's some loose passes. I know how Mourinho can pick those pockets, and obviously, like he did today, release Saka or someone. But at the end of the day, I would just say we need to, be on guard throughout the game, both legs. You understand? If we can get a 2-goal to, if possible, 3-goal lead at the Emirates, let's take it that way, because I don't see them as defensively solid as us now, like you said. You understand? Mendes, this is not even the first time he's played against Saka. Saka knows how to beat Mendes to a particular, style. The only person I know that gives Saka a tough time is this Everton guy, Mikulenko. That's like his, that's like his whatever. But for Mendes,
that's
for
Saka's kryptonite.
Yeah, that's his kryptonite. So the fact that Mendes likes to attack a lot, it would give Saka space to, catch him on the break and all that. Martinelli too, like he just did against Madrid tonight. It's going to be an interesting game because PSG, obviously, they're not going to sit back to defend. They'll come out at us. And like I said against Madrid second leg, once Madrid comes out, we will score. Certain. And the only person that we know we would miss right now is Partey. I'm trying to figure out how Arteta wants to fix that, because, I don't like seeing Rice as a 4. You understand? He's more efficient as a box-to-box. He can pick out a lot of spaces, but hopefully we can. Obviously, I trust Arteta to do the job, pick the right people, and we'll get that win. Barca, Inter Milan, they should be the ones to be scared about, us coming around. So Voila.
As for me, I'm going to keep my gunpowder dry, and I hope we'll be back here for the Arsenal PSG game, the preview and the reaction also, and hoping to get to Munich for the final. And if Arsenal, or when Arsenal wins the Champions League, the Liverpool fans, the Chelsea fans, the Manchester United fans that I know, they are in trouble.
Yeah.
But it's nice doing this. And also, just a quick one, I love this form Martinelli has picked at this time of the season. He came at a very, very good time.
Marry well. He married a Brazilian woman. Remember that.
I love the form. I love this form, and I just hope he keeps it and doesn't get injured. Nice to see everybody on the pod again. Hope we get this, we continue this form, and it's good talking to you guys. Peace out, take care, and sleep well. Enjoy the victory.
Yeah.
Bellingham, take the L. Take the L.